Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we are doing a basketball list on some of the NBA Draft 2017 prospects. We're going to go through 5 of them, and I'm going to talk about what their worst case scenario would be, what their most probable case scenario would be, and their best case scenario would be. So let's get started. First off, we got Lonzo Ball. I say his worst case scenario will be Rondo today. I say his most probable will be 2008 to 2010 Rondo, which is like prime Rondo. His best will be Jason Kidd. I do not think he will become a Jason Kidd. I do think he will be a Rondo type player where he is an all-around stat player pretty much. Next up at number 4 we have Markelle Fultz. His worst case scenario, I said he's like out of the league in like 4 years. That's like a Kwame Brown. You could he doesn't play like Kwame, but I mean if he could like leave the league in 3 years because he apparently forgot how to shoot. Most probable, I say like a Jordan Clarkson type player, and I say his best will be like a Drew Holiday type player, which really kind of makes him a bust because the Sixers. He really needed a point guard, and that could have been their one, but I don't think it will be. So maybe they'll pick one in next year's draft. Well, up next, we got Donovan Mitchell. Now, Donovan Mitchell is one of the brightest stars in the NBA. I have him very highly on my stars list. I feel like he could be one of the best players of the next generation. I said that the worst case scenario is that pretty much injuries will just have to happen if he does terrible because, I mean, he has such a bright future, but injuries catch up to him, he will fail in the NBA. I say his most probable case scenario is, I say Donovan Mitchell's most probable case scenario will honestly be that he just becomes a once-in-a-lifetime type player. Now, I say he could turn into, best case scenario, I say he might be the next Kobe Bryant. I'm sorry, but he might be the next Kobe Bryant. So, that's a prediction for Donovan Mitchell. Up next, we have Lauri Markkanen. Now, Lauri Markkanen, people say he might be the next Dirk, which I think Dirk for him is the best case scenario. I do have worst case scenario, he'll turn into a Ryan Anderson type player, where he's just a straight up shooter and can do some stuff in the post. But most probable, he might be like people might get pissed at this because Kristaps has not been in the league for long, but I think he might be the next Kristaps, bro. And we might see that in the future from Lauri Markkanen. So we'll see what happens to some of these stars, but up next, we got Dennis Smith Jr. Now, Dennis Smith Jr. has a very, very, very bright future, and I say that his worst case scenario is once again the same as Donovan Mitchell. Injuries catch up to him, and he just gets destroyed by the injuries. So I guess you could go with now Derrick Rose, where he's just injured all the time. But I don't think that'll be true. Most probable, I say, is Steve Francis. Now, Steve Francis did have a little bit more of a stroke maybe than Dennis Smith, but Dennis Smith is a pretty good shooter. And the best case scenario, I say Russell Westbrook. Now, Dennis Smith and Russell Westbrook, they are very alike in many ways. Both great drivers into the post. And those are 5 players. And